Hello, everyone. Welcome to 108 Days of Initiation with me, Sara Marie. We are on day 16 and we have arrived to the second pillar in the Phoenix Rising, descending into the feminine body, the knowing. So I'm showing up here for you for 108 days in a row. So it's a combined multidimensional manifestation process and initiation process for both you and me. So I am launching my own modality. I'm coming out of my deep 2-line hermit cave state. And it's time for me to end a 9-year cycle and begin a new one. So today we are slowing everything down. We are grounding the energy. We are dropping deeper into the body. So today is a practice. No, I didn't bring my phone. Okay, then I go intuitively. So we are going to descend into the next layer. So first we began with the truth, the crown. And now we're going to drop into the knowing. And we're going to integrate the truth with the next layer. So grab your notebooks, and this practice will be seated. So I will be taking you in and out of the body. So we are working on the nervous system. We're working somatically. We will allow the subconscious to express itself. And we do that by descending into the body, creating that body connection, and then working from inside of there. So we're going to slow it down today so we can work with speed and precision and a little bit of power, fire, and then we can bring it down. So the Phoenix Rising is a lot about being able to stay in what is true. So when we stay in what is true, we can actually start to differentiate what is true for us and what is coming with me and what is going to stay outside. So as we spoke about last time, the truth can come in many shapes and forms, and not all of them are ours. So just because it's true for someone else, it doesn't mean that it's true for us. So when we are looking to learn how to differentiate between yes and no, right or wrong, my truth, someone else's truth, it's the body connection that will give you those answers. So make yourself comfortable. Grab your notebook. We're going to do some prompt, some flow writing. And we're going to drop into the silence, into the body, and see what's going on, and start establishing this beautiful relationship. And the relationship starts with you not judging the body for what's inside. So it's like if you're trying to make friends with someone, but they just can't get past what you're wearing or what your hair looks like or something that has nothing to do with who you are. So if we try to befriend someone, in this case it's the body, and we're judging it because we don't like we don't like what's going on there. Like, what do you mean you have a lot of anger here? I'm not gonna hang out with you when you have so much anger and resentment, and I'm just going to be with you if you are happy and pleasant to be around. So the befriending has to start with a curiosity and a lot of love and compassion for what is actually coming up inside. If we are feeling very good and we are happy all the time, then that is fantastic. But the Phoenix Rising is mostly for people who really want to go to the depth of their being. And the reason why we are not in the depth of our being is because it somehow kind of shut itself off. And the body only does that if it's under a lot of pressure or stress or threat. And then there's usually not so nice things, because it's the stress in the nervous system is caused by fear. So the fear is one of the emotions that we really need to look at when we are doing this deep connection work, because the fear is the reason why we are not there in the first place. And then that is entangled in a lot of different situations and things like that. But this doesn't mean that every time you connect with the body that it's a negative experience. That's not what I'm saying. Absolutely not. I mean, that you can have extraordinary, beautiful experiences. Yet we also have to, and this is where the issue for most people is that they are not accepting what is, or they are not kind enough to themselves that to allow this process to unfold naturally. And there's a lot of different things that we are doing, and it's that side of the contrast that we need to learn how to hold for ourselves. And when we hold everything, then we have expanded our capacity. So usually the issue is not that you're doing things wrong, or that you don't understand what's happening, or it's not that you're stupid in any way or you can't figure it out. It's more that the capacity in the body is full. So it's not figuring out problem, it's a capacity problem. So it's like, why can't I fix, or why can't I navigate the world? I'm a smart person. Why can't I figure this out? Because it's not about figuring out, and that it's like you're not playing the game wrong. It's that we're showing up from the wrong space. It's like we're going for the audition for the head role when we are applying for our first gig. It's like, oh, you need to be a side, you got to work yourself up. It's like we're showing up to something that the body is just not capable of doing. And then it's like, oh, okay, then I go in and increase my capacity to hold the pressure of the world. And it's not the blessings that is weighing us down, it's the other side. So that's why the depth of your being will be, so as deep you can go in yourself, as high can you go, because the depth will be the root, and then you will be able to go very far out into the chaos that is the world, into the dynamic. And the more, if you want to raise to the higher levels of society, if you want to be successful, if you want to make a lot of money, if you want to have a lot of impact, if you're here to really launch yourself, create something, if you're in that realm, then the pressure is just going to go higher. So the higher you want to go, the altitude change, the atmosphere change. So this suit needs to be, it's like when you go diving, you got to bring your oxygen and you got to have a wetsuit, because the atmosphere, if you're not there already, it's because the density and the frequency of this body and these thoughts and these emotions and what I am carrying in this body, if that is not matching the frequency where I'm going, I'm not gonna, it just doesn't match. And then it's the denser frequencies, and the denser frequencies are shame, guilt, anger, fear, and so on. Blame, judgment. And most of the time we are doing that to ourselves, because we're not doing things to others that we're not doing to ourselves. So it always starts with us. Okay, so the knowing is about, okay, so now I want to drop into the body, so let's do that. Okay, so you can close your eyes. Take a couple of breaths, just land in the body. What I always do is that I use the breath to relax the whole upper body. So I begin in the head and I just drop the whole energy down into the sacrum, in my seat bones. So I go through the spine. Body wants to release some pressure, but seems to be a little bit stuck. So I sink down the energies along the spine. That's usually when I start to burp. And then I connect with the spine. I allow the body to move freely. No, there it came. And then my energy just sinks. So then I start to sit like, woof, like deep into the surface. And then it's like my spine is rooted in wherever I'm seated. And then that becomes like a tree trunk. And then the spine is like, oh, I'm rooted now. So now I can move freely. So the spine is not going to be able to open up unless the deeper layers are open and connected. So that's why the root is the most important, because without the root, there's nothing. Then I use the breath. Just let everything go to become heavy. And really allow the belly to kind of fall out. And this is where I would never allow myself to do that when I had body image hang-ups. So I created a weird tension in and around my whole belly area that I've been spending a lot of time opening up. So it's about opening up the connection in the body. So that's why we need to do this first, because we want to befriend the body. It's like if you're feeding a stray dog on the streets. It's going to be super shy, maybe even a bit aggressive. But if you come back regularly, the more often you come, the quicker the bond will be created. And if you become regularly, the dog's nervous system is going to be feeling, because that's safe. It's a safe behavior. Coming back often with kindness, that is building trust and safety. And the body responds in the same way. So we can't expect to come into the body just once in a while, especially if there's stuff going on. So this is a space where you can hang out today during this practice. You can keep your eyes closed and just listen to what I'm saying. Have your notebook close by, maybe something to drink. You can sit here. I sit cross-legged. You can have something to lean back on, a backrest, so that the back doesn't get too tired. And then for the rest of this session, just try to keep something moving a little bit, unless we're going in deep into meditation and you feel like you want to sit still. But when you listen to me, just sit and explore. That's what I do when I watch something. If I watch a Netflix show, I sit and I move and I stretch, and it's like I'm always taking the opportunity to open up the body and be in connection with the body, because I was so out of connection with the body for such a long time. So I just have to come back often. The stray dog is just was in a very bad shape. Didn't trust anyone. I was biting and yelling and trying to run away. So I had to be there many, 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 many times. So knowing, it's not about having answers, and it's not about figuring things out. Let's just start there so we can park those. And it's not being smart. It's not the winner of Trivial Pursuit. It's not the one in the family who knows everything. It's not intellectual knowledge. It's something else. It's a knowing that goes beyond everything that exists in the material world. It's knowing when you don't have answers. It's the absolute opposite. So a smart person who has no knowing is going to have a lot of fear, because if they can't rely on their smartness, then they have nothing to stand on. That is why embodied truth will triumph any intellectual truth by far. Knowing is being grounded and rooted in your absolute self, and being able to respond to the world in real time with your absolute truth. There's no layers of defense or protection or doubt in your system. Knowing is your ability to walk and see in the dark. Life is uncertain. Knowing is moving through uncertainty, in uncertainty, without fear. Because you know. Then there's nothing to fear, because you know that there is nothing to fear. Not on an intellectual level, on a body level. The body knows that there is no fear. That is why we can run in the dark. It's like running through the forest in the dark and knowing exactly where to put your feet. You know when to take a little bit left or right to avoid a tree. Knowing is not a physical vision, it's the knowing how to navigate in the dark. And it's not when the knowing is deeply integrated, the body just moves that way. It doesn't inquire the mind to say, oh, now we gotta find it just happens. It's a built-in system. So when the knowing is established, then it's in the DNA of your system. On the same level that your hand will remove itself from an object that is too hot. It just does it. So when you know how to navigate uncertainty in life, we will be full participants of our own story. Then we are playing the main character in our lives. And then we can live life to the fullest because we have no fear of the uncertainty that participating in life requires. Because when we are operating from fear, we are taking precautions, we have doubt, we hesitate, we hold back, we play small, we don't take up the space, we don't make the moves, we don't move with certainty, we don't move with confidence. So 2026 is the fire horse year. How much confidence do you think a fire horse has? This is the time where we can really start to embody these elements and these qualities. And descending into the body, into the unknown, is the gateway. The results you will have will be equivalent with your level of patience, time, resources, support, but love, compassion, and the willingness to go inside and be with whatever is. And when you've been with whatever is for long enough, then you will know who you are. You will know what is inside. And even if you're not, it doesn't matter if you heal, it's like healed yourself. Done. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to wait until you're done whenever you believe you're done, because the knowing arrives along the way. Like, I know I have this and this to work on. I'm not perfect. I'm not done in any way. I'm not stating that. But I know that it's not going to affect me in that sense. I know that that's not going to hold me back. I know I'm not operating from those frequencies. And if I do, then I have love and patience for myself. And if something happens, then I deal with that. But I don't allow it, it doesn't mean anything. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of breathing to go even deeper and slowing everything down. So we're going to do the alternating nostril breathing, the Nadi Shodhana. So place 2 fingers. There's different ways of holding the nose. So if you have your own, just use your own. But I like to rest the long finger and the 2 fingers on my eyebrow, suitable today with the knowing. Close the right nostril with my right thumb and close the left with my ring finger. So I breathe in. I close the right one, breathe in through the left. So we're going to do 10 rounds. So breathe in through the left, hold, close the left, breathe out through the right, in through the right, close, out through the left. Breathe in through the left, close, out through the right. In, close, and out. So you do this for 10 rounds. That was 2 rounds. You can do 1 more round. And when you're finished, you can put your fingertips together. We're going to do slow 2 more breathing. So you breathe in and contract. Breathe in through the nose. Sorry. Breathe in and expand. Breathe out and contract. So you do this 10 times, but slow. And really feel the spine. Where is it contracting? How much can you feel? How much can you connect? How much can you slow down and really be inside of your body? Be the movement, feel the movement. So one more. Now grab your notebook. And the prompt goes, when I become still, what I actually sense beneath the surface is. When I become still, what I actually sense beneath the surface is. If you get stuck, you can just start again. When I become still, what I actually sense beneath the surface is. So you can finalize that sentence. And then close your eyes, come back to the spine. Just continue to explore your body. And then bring in your object of manifestation. Every time I say that, it doesn't have the name that I want it to have. So bring in your object of manifestation. And then see what did you find under the surface? And how are these two connected? What information is there if we put these two together? You have an object that you want to manifest, and you have insights from your body. How are these connected? And how do they affect each other? Do they have an effect on each other? And if yes, why? And if no, why? Remember, this is just exploring. We're not judging what we find. We're not judging what happens. And if we're doing that, where does that come from? So stay with this. Come back to the alternate nostril breathing. We do another 10 rounds. Close the right, breathe in through the left. And can we do one more round? And then you put your fingertips together and do another of the 10 slow and very connected 2 more breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Explore different parts. Do one more, and then relax your hands. And the second prompt goes, as I stay with this sensation, the knowing, the deeper knowing that begins to emerge is. As I stay with this sensation, the deeper knowing about the object of manifestation that begins to emerge is. So when you stay, what becomes true about what you are trying to manifest? The deeper knowing that begins to emerge is. So you can finalize that sentence. And come back, close your eyes. Connect with your spine, connect with the body. Then tap into what is it that is unknown about what it is that you are trying to accomplish in life for with this object of manifestation? What are the unknown factors? What is it about the unknown in this circumstance? How does it affect you? The uncertainty of something. Does it keep you from going all in? Does it keep you from making any moves at all? Does it what happens? What how does the uncertainty of the unknown and the unknown affect this object of manifestation? And how does it affect you? If there's anything that is unknown, how does it affect you? So the courage that we are talking about in the horse year, and the courage that is in the fire, and the ability to transform quickly, is directly correlated to our capacity to hold the unknown and the capacity to navigate in the unknown and to hold the uncertainty of the future. So the knowing that is connected to the third eye is directly connected to the capacity that the body has to hold that knowing, to act on that knowing, to be in that knowing, and to become that knowing. Just let that sink in a little bit. Stay with your body. Just see what happens. Okay, so we do one last round of the breathing. Close the right, breathe in through the left. can do one more round. Also one more round of the Tumo, the connected version. One more. So you can grab your notebook, the final prompt. And this is from the aspect of your object of manifestation. From this knowing, the direction my body naturally is orienting towards is. So from this knowing, the direction my body is naturally orienting towards is. You can finalize that sentence. Ah, I don't know if you heard that, but I just managed to open my neck. Oh, that has been there for a while. I let go of a belief system. I think I told you that the other day. And that was connected from my shoulder, like here. And it's been stuck up here for a while. Now it's opening up. Stay in your body. Stay in this present moment. Stay with the knowing, the insights that you have stirred or gathered or found or remembered, however it feels like for you, to be reunited with some of the knowing. So what you can do in your notebook, one final thing. So what I know to be true is. What I know to be true is. You can finalize the sentence. Just come back, put away the notebook. We're coming to a close for this practice. So what we are doing is that we are like sifting for gold. So all the insights that you're gathering along this journey is the golden nuggets of truth that wants to be the building blocks for your future. And that is your guidelines and it's like your manual for how to move forward. The body knows how to move forward. So then it's up to you to put that into the next step, then expression. So what does that look like when we express this knowing? How does that come out in the world? So take your nuggets of gold and stay with that and see what that gives you. So it's when we have the ability to stay in the fire of truth that is inside the body, and we can differentiate and listen and realize what is actually being said here, what is actually being communicated. So if you like my 108-day journey, please like and subscribe and comment. I would be very happy and appreciate that very much. So this is my free gift to the world, because I believe that the world will be a better place when women come together and reconnect with their bodies so they can be sovereign beings and be very beneficial for their families and communities and surroundings. If you want to join in on the conversation, there's a free Telegram group. The registration is below. And I will be seeing you tomorrow for the next step in our 108-day journey together. Looking forward to your comments and your insights in the group and in the comments here in the video. Ciao. Thank you for today.